The Indian Air Force is planning to place a huge order for the BrahMos missiles 3 months after successful Operation Sindoor against Pakistan. India and Russia are also currently in talks to manufacture BrahMos and BrahMos NG ramjet engines right here in India. The Defense Ministry passed the proposal to procure 87 new heavy-duty armed drones as well, and about 110 BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles, which were used by the Indian Air Force as a chief weapon of destruction during Operation Sindoor to strike multiple sites in Pakistan. Indian Air Force used BrahMos to beat all Chinese-origin air defenses and hit at least 10 Pakistani air bases, and destroying multiple fighter jets and military aircraft inside the hangars. In its first combat test, BrahMos brought the Pakistani Air Force to its knees. Now the Indian Defense Ministry has cleared several proposals worth 67,000 crore rupees to modernize the forces. A senior official stated, quote, "The need for such MALE or Male drones armed with air-to-ground missiles and laser-guided bombs, as well as capable of operating at long ranges, was acutely felt for the three services during Operation Sindoor." He added, quote, "The 87 drones with ISR or intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance and weapons carrying capability will cost around 20,000 crore rupees. Another 11,000 crore rupees will be for logistical and other support by the OEM or the original equipment manufacturer for 10 years, unquote. With the goal of localizing production of the BrahMos missile and ramjet engines, India's self-reliance initiative is getting a required push globally. The technology transfer agreement under discussion will focus on producing liquid-fueled ramjet engines, which are critical components responsible for the missile's supersonic speeds and precision strike capabilities, will be made at the BrahMos Aerospace plant in Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh, which was inaugurated as recently as 2024. As for the information available, the planned manufacturing facility spans 80 hectares, including several supporting units as well as strategic materials technology complex, and aims to produce up to 150 BrahMos and BrahMos NG missiles annually beginning in 2026. The collaboration definitely reflects on the broader effort of reducing dependency of India on foreign imports such as defense technologies, lower missile costs as well, and strengthening India's position as a global player in supersonic missile technology. Now, ramjet engine is a type of air-breathing jet engine that uses the forward motion of a vehicle to compress incoming air for combustion without any moving parts in it, such as compressors or turbines. Now, the main components of a ramjet engine are an air intake, a combustion chamber, and an exhaust nozzle. Ramjets require an initial high speed to operate and fire and cannot produce thrust at 0 or lower air speeds. Thus, they are effective mainly at supersonic speeds, typically above Mach 2 and up to Mach 6. Now, their simplicity and high-speed efficiency make them suitable for use in supersonic missiles like the BrahMos, but they are not effective for all phases of the flight or when they are at rest. They have no moving parts and are lighter and mechanically simpler than turbojets and turbofans to maintain. Meanwhile, the Indian Air Force is also planning to acquire 87 new Russian MALE or Male drones for immediate acquisition even before the 31 armed MQ-9B Predator drones or the high-altitude long-endurance drones arrive from the United States for the tri-services. The Predators or Sky Guardian drones were ordered for 32,350 crore rupees in 2024 in a deal with the United States. The delivery of these Sky Guardian drones from the United States will begin only in 2029-2030. Russian Male or medium altitude long endurance drones are capable of conducting deep strikes and returning to home base on par with the American Predator drones. Similarly, air-launched BrahMos missiles, which are jointly produced by India and Russia, will have the cost of 10,800 crore rupees with an extended 450-kilometer range and speed at 3 times the speed of sound at Mach 2.8. When combined with Sukhoi 30 MKI fighters, their combat radius will expand to 1,500 kilometers, and this comes across as a lethal combination, which was certainly witnessed by Pakistan Army during Operation Sindoor. Russia and India are focusing to build up their defense ties even stronger amid tensions between the United States and India. Despite constant tariff threats by Donald Trump and a downfall of trade deals between India and the US, Bharat is still standing firm and maintaining diplomatic and defense relations with Russia for evident reasons. There have been statements passed by the Russian side as well, Russian authorities, about the ongoing rift around trade and tariff matters. Spokesperson of Kremlin, Dmitry Peskov, stated, "We hear many statements that are in fact threats, attempts to force countries to cut trade relations with Russia. We do not consider such statements to be legal." He added, "We believe that sovereign countries should have and do have the right to choose their own trading partners for trade and economic cooperation, and to choose for themselves the forms of trade and economic cooperation that are in the interest of a particular country." Unquote. Donald Trump's trade warning on India came as he failed to establish a ceasefire in Ukraine, something he had claimed he will achieve in a single day. He posted, "India is not only buying massive amounts of Russian oil, they are then, for much of the oil purchased, selling it on the open market for big profits. They don't care how many people in Ukraine are being killed by the Russian war machine. Because of this, I will be substantially raising the tariff paid by India to the United States." The Indian Ministry of External Affairs issued an assertive statement in response to Trump's threats, where it also targeted the European Union and the United States for double standards. India stated, "The targeting of India is unjustified and unreasonable. Like any major economy, India will take all necessary measures to safeguard its national interests and economic security." What do you believe? Should India strengthen its defense ties with Russia? Will it be beneficial amid the ongoing trade tensions with the United States? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.